In 1952, long before Nigeria became the giant of African sports, long before J.J. Okocha, Chioma Ajunwa, or the Super Eagles, a small group of young men carried the hopes of an entire nation to a world stage they had never seen before. They wore no fancy kits. They had no sponsors, but they walked into the Olympic Stadium like warriors. This is the forgotten story of Nigeria's first Olympic journey. In July 1952, the world gathered in Helsinki, Finland, for the 15th Summer Olympic Games. The globe was still recovering from the shock and destruction of World War II. Many nations were rebuilding their identities, and Nigeria, still a British colony at the time, wanted to show the world that her people had strength, talent, and spirit. Nigeria had never taken part in the Olympics before, but in 1952, history took a new turn. A small team of 9 athletes was assembled. They were not professional athletes the way we know them today. They were teachers, students, policemen, and civil servants, ordinary Nigerians with extraordinary dreams. At the center of the team was Emmanuel Ifejuna, a high jumper and one of the most gifted sportsmen Nigeria had ever produced. Alongside him were athletes like Jake Akinhami and Kareem Alawu. They left Lagos by sea and traveled for weeks before reaching Finland. It was a journey filled with excitement, fear, and pride. When the Nigerian delegation entered the Olympic Stadium for the opening ceremony, the world looked curiously at the new nation marching with dignity. The green, white, green flag had not even been officially adopted yet. Remember, this was 8 years before independence. So the team marched under the British colonial flag, but their hearts carried the pride of a rising nation. The stadium was massive. Over 70,000 spectators. Cold weather. Strange food. Unfamiliar languages. Everything was new to the Nigerians. But one thing never changed: their determination. Kareem Alawu competed in the long jump and the 4x100-meter relay, becoming the first Nigerian to take part in 2 Olympic events. Emmanuel Ifejuna narrowly missed the finals in his high jump event, but his performance shocked many European spectators who did not expect such skill from a West African athlete. Although Nigeria did not win any medals, that 1952 appearance planted a seed. For the first time, the world saw Nigeria not as a colony, but as a people with enormous potential. And for the first time, Nigerians saw themselves standing shoulder to shoulder with the world's greatest athletes. That appearance inspired a new generation. 16 years later, in 1968, Nigeria would win her first Olympic medal. And in 1996, Chioma Ajunwa would deliver the country's first Olympic gold. But everything began in 1952, with 9 brave athletes, a borrowed flag, a dream bigger than their circumstances, and a nation that was beginning to find its voice. Today, many Nigerians may not know their names, but the road to Olympic glory, from Ajunwa's golden jump to the records of our Paralympians, began with them. They were the pioneers, the trailblazers, the forgotten heroes. And this is their legacy.